Hi guys, what's up? So I thought I would do a second Let's Play video as well, seeing as it is October, it's supposed to be like the month of horror games, and I thought I'd start off with what I consider one of my favourite remakes of an old horror game, which is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I will also be doing a Let's Play of Resident Evil 2 on either my Xbox or my PlayStation. It very much depends on how my capture system works on the Xbox. If not, I can get a copy from my PlayStation just to do a Let's Play for you guys. So I hope you enjoy it. I have decided that I'm going to play it on normal difficulty. That's just because I'm not particularly good at the game, but if you would like to see me do a nightmare playthrough, then, you know, I can do that on Halloween. That'd be a very fun thing to do on Halloween, like do a horror live stream almost. I would do that live for you guys, if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, then please let me know. So without further ado, let's begin. Raccoon City is an industrial metropolis located in the American Midwest. Jill Valentine, a member of STARS, has been conducting investigations solo as she seeks the truth left behind a deadly incident. Little does she know, a whole new nightmare awaits. So, for those of you who are new to the Resident Evil series, obviously Jill, she was the one of the two protagonists for Resident Evil 1. Which is one of my favorite games. I'm just going to be quiet during cutscenes.
This pandemic has spread faster than any disease in modern history.
Angry mobs roam the city.
It's official, the corona outbreak has gotten too bad.
He was knocked unconscious. He had severe
A citywide emergency has been declared.
The CDC has quarantined the lower Midwestern region of the U.S.
Umbrella, evil corporate bastards.
Commitment, honesty, integrity, these are the core values that create the foundation for Umbrella. It's this foundation that will continue to build a brighter future for all of us.
Here he is, the big boy himself, Mr. Big Brass Balls. It's effectively Shrek on steroids. Oh, God. I love that they've done this game. I love this game back on the PS1, so the fact that they've remade this game, I am just so happy. Like, when they announced this, I was really excited. Especially after doing 2 remake, I was like, yes, please do 3 remake. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to do long videos for this, or if I'm just going to do average length videos. I'll probably be doing with my Crash series what I do with this, where I'll be doing this what I do with my Crash series, where I just have like 20-30 minute videos, just to, you know, kind of get a bit of gameplay across. Although, for my live stream on Halloween, I will definitely be doing a full 2-hour live stream of that. So we can do a bit of interaction with those guys, we can do some interesting stuff, and you can just watch me die over and over again. One and only Jill Valentine, or at least her hands, because you start this game in first person. I would really have preferred for them to have done the whole game in first person. Like, I think it would have really rounded out the trilogy of having, you've got the first game with the old steel corridors, the second game in third person, and then the third game just in first person. I think it would have also made Nemesis a lot scarier. Ooh, God, the coronavirus is getting it bad. Even though I am cracking jokes about it, obviously what is going on is very horrible, and I do hope they sort it out soon. But, you know, it was very timely for them to release this game around this pandemic going on. So, the fact that they did that is interesting. One detail I do like is that she's actually turning into a zombie similar to the one from the first game. Like, one of the first zombies that you see in the game looks a lot like that. You know, usually I just have an alarm clock to wake me up, but if a gunshot's what you need, then fine. You probably noticed that my hands have changed. That's because I've actually already played through this game.
Gets worse every night.
So I've actually got the STARS uniform unlocked, which is just how I would rather play the game. I just think she looks a bit cooler in the STARS uniform rather than her default outfit. I didn't pre-order, sadly, so I don't have her kind of alternate skin, which is closer to how she looked in the original game. But I think of the different skins, the Stars uniform is much more in line with Jill's character. But I can change the skin if people want me to. I don't mind. There we are, Jill Valentine, looking amazing as always. So it's been a little while since I fully played through this game. I did a little practice play earlier because I'm a little out of practice. Who could it be? Hello? You got Jill?
Hello?
Jill, are you okay?
Brad, is that you?
Brad.
Listen, you gotta get
So if you remember who
What are you
Brad Vickers
talking
was from the first game, he was the helicopter pilot who just abandons everyone as soon as the monsters attack the crew. Here he is, Nemesis. He wants to know what I'm doing in his swamp. Not his swamp. But anyway, he's gonna be kicking us around. Yeah, get him, Jill. They've really nailed just how much of a threat Nemesis is, like just how intimidating he is. That, Jill, is a big thing coming to kill you. Again, I think this whole sequence could have been done in first person. I mean, even if they did the cut to third person after, it would have been fine, but I guess it works in third person because they can show off different angles. They can show what's going on around you, and you can see Raccoon City just going to pieces. You know, you see a lot of things like people trying to escape from burning buildings, and the more underdevelopment in Jill's building. It's definitely more story this time around. Like if you played the original Resident Evil 3, you know what I mean. It was just a very short 2D cutscene, just to kind of explain Jill's just planning on escaping Raccoon City. Although why she doesn't try and escape earlier, I've never understood. Yeah, you're not getting me with that thing. Not tonight or any other night. You hear me, Renomi? I'm not into that. If you wanted to be able to read like documents and that I find as we play, then I will just slowly cycle through them, and then you know you can pause the video to read them if you're into lore. When I play Resident Evil personally, I'm more into the actual like gameplay of the game, like the running, the shooting, and the trying to survive as long as possible. Because I just think it's a bit more fun that way. Here he comes, gonna charge. Yeah, so this sequence in third person works quite well. It shows off the camera angle of him chasing you, but then it might have been more intense in first person, just hearing him coming after you. And we're alive, somehow. Just narrowly escaped with our life. Fucking did. I genuinely love the fact that the first shop you see after being chased by Nemesis is a liquor store. There he is, Brad Dickers himself. I hate Brad, he's just so annoying.
What was that thing?
Damned if I know.
Damned if I
Right now,
know.
I've got a hard
Oh,
on
shut
for
up,
the only
Brad.
2 stars left in town. You and me. I'm not sticking around. Just look around you. The longer we wait, the more screwed we are.
You don't get out the... Obviously anyone who's played Resident Evil 3 before, or even Resident Evil 2 knows what happens to Brad.
I don't know.
He ends up
One
very
fucked up
dead.
thing always leads
That was
to
an old
another.
Easter egg back in Resident Evil 2, was if you could get to the side of the police station quickly, you could find a zombified Brad Vickers. And then Resident Evil 3 originally just expanded on it, he got killed by Nemesis. But it happens a bit differently in this game, so obviously we'll get to see that in a little bit later on in the game.
Brad! Here they come!
Here they come. You know, Brad's supposedly supposed to be Stars as well. Like he's meant to be the Stars operative as well, so he's got all the skill that everyone else has. But the problem is like he's probably the most useless Stars member. Like him and he's meant to be more like a pilot, so I can understand why he's not very combat focused, but then he does do a lot of stupid things. One thing I do appreciate about the remakes is they've really gone back to what made Resident Evil scary, which is the zombies weren't canon. It's not like in Resident Evil 6 when you blast through them. They were tough bastards. They were designed to be unkillable.
No, I don't.
Are we still a team?
Always.
You know how this ends, Jill.
Don't fuck up like I did. Go!
Yeah, it's definitely more cinematic as well. One thing that is sadly missing from the game is the choose your own path style from the original. In the original you can make like choices that affect the story. This time around it's very linear, but then that also works in its favour. The only other thing that I think this game could have really benefited from would have been alternate characters to play as, but no, that's not going to work out very well. No, because he's got friends, so I'm just going to run now. See what I mean? They're a lot more resilient to gunfire, the zombies are, so they're a bit more of a threat, unlike in later Resident Evil games. There are also abilities that Jill can do in RE3 compared to what Leon can do in RE2. So she has like a little quick step type thing that lets her just dodge out of the way, but obviously she staggers after so many uses. So it's more using it in the right time. Also, if you get the timing and you get like a sweet dodge roll and then slow motion shooting, so that's useful.
Hey, come on. There's a helicopter waiting to take you to safety.
What safety?
Again, he was in the original.
The parking garage isn't far.
The only safe place.
It's here. God, that face. Yeah, I have no sympathy leaving him there. Screw him, you know. He's like, oh, I'll just abandon him. Like, fine, screw you then. You know, more safety for me. So, for those of you, as I said, who are new to the Resident Evil games, this isn't really the best starting point. But then the story is pretty easy to understand. Basically, Jill is a STARS operative, and that stands for Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. And she is in the middle of Raccoon City, which is going to hell. Obviously, there's a zombie there. This is probably the closest you can get to a zombie without being eaten, but you can really see the design in it, the animations, even the facial expressions are very well done. Like, prompts to Capcom are really good. The character models are very well made and very creepy. Just dodge out of the way, because I don't want to get chomped on today. Just escape to the elevator! Run for my life! Out my elevator! Go get! R for Resident Evil, the roof. So this video is probably not going to be very long, just because I wanted to just show off the opening of the game, show off a bit of how it looks, a bit of gameplay as well. So we'll see how much time we have and how much I can show of this game. I'd love to show the whole game in one video, but it'd be a pretty long video, or a pretty short video if I sped run it, I guess. But I'm not particularly good at speedrunning games. I could probably do a speedrun of it once I get more practice in there. Horror movie cliche, or horror game cliche, I guess, of the helicopter being shot down. So I guess, you know, we'll take the car. Here he comes. He's very intimidating, he's very scary. Obviously, if you've played Resident Evil 3, you know just how terrifying Nemesis can be at times. He's just there, always.
Start, damn it!
Start the car, start the car.
It's my turn, bitch!
Yeah, get him. Drive. Two, and off the edge. Here we go. Whee! Yeah, no, she just broke her neck. She shouldn't even be walking at this point after that. I mean, like, no one could survive that, at least in one piece. It just shows how unkillable he is. Crawl, Jill, crawl. God, just look at him, he's just terrifying. Genuinely quite terrifying.
Hey! Fuckface!
This game is rated 18, so obviously there's gonna be lots of swearing and lots of blood. But you know, if you're like me, you played the games when you were quite young. I first played Resident Evil when I was about 12. I just remember like having to hide it, be like, oh
Easy,
nope,
lady, I got you.
nope, I don't know.
What are you doing?
This game rated 15 on
I'm
it.
saving you. Come on, let's get you someplace safe.
Getting a rocket barely phased him, like he's gonna be getting back up before you know it. Anyone who knows anything about Resident Evil and Nemesis knows that that rocket wouldn't have phased him. He's gonna be getting back up pretty soon.
I think we're in the clear.
Hope so.
We've been bringing survivors here.
Here, where?
My guys have converted some subway cars into a shelter. It's safe.
It's safe, is it? Is it,
I'm
Carlos?
Personal space. Okay, I get it. Let's go. Oh, come on.
Carlos,
The
Olivia, alright?
dipshit that closed this. Sorry, we're gonna have to go around.
Hey, what do you know
That
about that
haircut
monster?
though. I'm not sure how I feel about Carlos's redesign, to be honest. I miss his more short-haired mullet type that he had, because it very much suited the year that this was
Don't you like
set
that in a
in.
man?
I
No
just don't
thanks.
like the big
He's all
shaggy
yours.
haircut. Just don't like it.
Listen,
The only other thing that
promise
bugs me a
you're
bit
in
is you don't get an
With the
assault
umbrella
rifle
biohazard
in this unless you play on the easy difficulty.
BCS for short.
Which,
Are
on
you
one hand
kidding
makes
me?
sense,
Are
but on the
you
other hand you
fucking
had an
kidding
assault
me?
rifle
You
in
guys
the
are the ones who
original.
caused all of this.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, Umbrella's the one who does all this,
talking
mate.
about?
Are you that blind?
You don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming? Come on.
God.
It's this way.
Downstairs. And into Subway. It was Subway all along. They're the evil corporate overlords who are making zombies. They're trying to make new meat for all of their sandwiches.
Hey, Captain. This fine young lady could use our help.
Carlos, you didn't even think to ask fine young lady her name? She is an elite operative of RPD, Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Her name is something Valentine.
It's Jill.
Nice to meet you, Jill. I am UBCS Platoon Leader Mikhail Victor. My team was sent here to rescue civilians.
Right. How's that going for you?
Just a
The
bit casual
city is
banter.
completely cut off, isolated. Most of the 100,000 civilians will wind up dead. Correction, undead. My platoon has suffered serious losses. Just keeping them alive is more than I can manage.
Well, you can thank your corporate overlords for that.
Yes. Well, we are doing all we can. If we can get this subway train moving, we can evacuate some survivors. But we need help. My men cannot do this alone.
All right. I'm in. But I am on their side.
The animation's
Not
been
yours.
done really well. Like you can get the points
cool.
for the
I want the same
mocap,
thing.
and even the facial expressions
Thank
are
you,
really
Jill.
well. Fan of this
All right,
game.
super
I'm
cop.
really impressed with how they did it.
Here you go. We can use this to stay in contact.
I know what a radio is.
She always seems proud of herself like that. I know what a radio is. I just think Carly should turn around and be like, good for you.
We need to get you geared up. Head up to street level.
Yeah,
You'll find
so
some
obviously if you played on assisted, you'd have assault rifle ammo all around this area. Whereas, because I'm playing on normal, you know, you just got general. You just got general stuff around here. So, as I said with things like lore, I'm just gonna turn the pages for a few seconds. And then if you wanted to read them, then you can just pause the video, that's fine. Spencer Memorial, oof. If that's related to Spencer Mansion, I think I'd rather just cut my wounds open myself.
Joe, it's me again. You
So,
topside yet?
Working
the
on it.
audio actually
So
comes out
what's
the
the plan?
controller on the PlayStation 4.
Got me clearing the tracks. You mind getting the subway infrastructure back online?
And how do I do that?
Let's start by restoring power. I'll navigate you to the substation once you hit the main road.
Copy that. Let's do this fast.
So that's a really cool detail that they've included, is the audio from your radio comes out of your controller. So just like in the original game, you start out with 8 inventory slots, but you can upgrade them as you play, which I really like. I am a little tempted to try and do a boxless run though for a video, so if you would, again, if you'd like to see that, I will be happy to do that on stream for you guys. That's one thing I really like about this game, is that you can play it in lots of different ways. You can change the difficulty, you can basically make it as easy or as hard on yourself as you want. Good example would be, basically I've unlocked different things like infinite weapons, early items, assault coins, things like that to make the game easier, but I'm going to be saving them for my nightmare playthrough, because in normal mode I don't really need as much. I am going to put that away though, and then I'm going to keep that on me, so that'll be fine. Yeah, that was me doing a test nightmare playthrough, and it did not end well at all. So let's just overwrite that right now. Right, what do we have here? We have a hip pouch. See, so as you play the game, you pick up hip pouches, which give you a bit more inventory space. It's nice. Just makes the game a bit easier.
More survivors. We've got to get that train moving.
Here we go, the very first zombie that you probably have to take on. Take him down. And then one thing that I like doing is just knife checking, making sure he's dead. Because zombies do have a chance to get back up, so it's always good to just make sure they're dead. It'll also make your life a lot easier when you do it. So a bit more ammo, more bullet. Yeah, see, there's a few of them here. If I can aim. Brain him. I'm just curious, because he's supposed to be like an RPD officer. Does Jill actually know him? She looks at him and be like, oh no, they got John or Steve or whoever that particular one was. And just knifed him in the face a few times as well, for good measure. And then obviously, you have to be a bit of caution in this game is never a bad thing. You know, just checking bodies, making sure people are dead or stay dead, as it were. Toy uncle. God, that is a creepy bobblehead up there. That's supposed to be the big Mr. Charlie bobblehead, which is basically what you find and collect around the game. I found a few of them, but not many. Here they come through the gate, and I can't stab them through the gate. That would be too easy. So anyway, I'm just gonna pick up the gunpowder here.
Carlos, I've reached the main avenue. Which way do I go?
See a big transmission tower? That's the substation. You'll have to circle around through an alley to your right to get there.
You mean the alley that's on fire?
Maybe. Surely a tall drink of water like yourself can put out a few flames.
Fuck you.
Not being funny, Jill, I think he'd want to do that, given that he was literally just flirting with you. So, one thing that has been transferred over from Resident Evil 3, the original, is things like barrels and lamps. So, you'll have larger groups of zombies, but you'll be able to take them out with these barrels in groups. So what I tend to do, I tend to move back a bit. I wait for them to all kind of line themselves up, and then I just shoot them all in one shot. Because it just makes dealing with them a lot easier, and it saves ammo, basically. You've also got these sparky generator things. You know, again, you can just do that. And you can do that to like stun them. I'm being a little wasteful with my ammo, to be honest, but that's just because I can at the minute. You get quite a bit of ammo in this game. It's a lot more generous than its cousins. Even on harder difficulties, you get a lot more ammo. Like, you're never too far. You don't really run out at all. Because you've got the lockbacks from Resident Evil 1 remake. Get an herb. I'm just curious. I got an herb. They live in an house. Oh no, American. I guess it's because it's American though. They're like, oh, it's an herb. I live in a house. I live in a house. So, see, I could use my lockpick there if I want to, and I think I actually will take those with me, because they could end up being useful. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly show off how this works. So, obviously, you just select items to open locks and things, and then you get useful things inside, like ammo and health kits, or in this case, grenades. Grenades are useful. I will keep that on me, actually. I'm actually going to end this video here, because that's all we really have time for on this video. Thank you for watching today. If it is your birthday, then happy birthday. I hope you enjoy my content, and as I said, I will be playing more of this game for you later on. Probably doing about a video a day, same with my Crash Bandicoot series. So if you're enjoying my videos, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you'll have a good day, and if you're watching this on Halloween, ooh, scary Jill.